Ever look up at the dazzling neon signs lighting up the night sky and think, man, those are beautiful? Of course you have. Is there a staple of modern city life from Tokyo to Times Square? But have you ever wondered about the dark side of these glowing glass tubes? The story of the first neon sign accident is a shocking tale, literally, that changed how we think about urban safety forever. Let's journey back to the early 20th century, time of incredible invention and, well, some pretty electrifying growing pains. It all started in Paris, the city of light. In 1910, an engineer and inventor named Georges Claude showcased his brand new creation at the Paris Motor Show, the neon lamp. He filled glass tubes with neon gas and passed an electric current through them, creating a brilliant fiery red glow that captivated everyone who saw it. People were mesmerized. It was like capturing lightning in a bottle. Within a couple of years, Claude began selling these signs for advertising. And the world's first neon sign was installed on a barber shop on the Boulevard Montmartre in 1912. It simply spelled out, Palais Coiffeur. The advertising world was about to be turned upside down. Businesses everywhere wanted a piece of this glowing magic. Neon signs were bright, they were futuristic, and they made any storefront stand out, especially at night. By the 1920s, the trend had exploded and crossed the Atlantic to America. Packard, a luxury car company, famously bought 2 signs for its Los Angeles dealership in 1923 for the astronomical price of $24,000. These signs weren't just ads. They were symbols of progress and prosperity. Cities started to glitter with these liquid fire displays, painting the night with vibrant colors. But beneath this beautiful, glowing surface, a serious danger was lurking. See, to get that iconic glow, neon signs require extremely high voltage. I'm talking thousands of volts, far more than the standard electrical wiring in a building. Early installations were, to put it mildly, a bit rustic. The technology was brand new, and safety standards just hadn't caught up. The wiring was often exposed. Insulation was primitive. And the transformers used to ramp up the voltage were bulky, heavy, and not always well protected from the elements. A neon sign was essentially a controlled, high-voltage electrical experiment bolted to the side of a building, often dangling right over a busy sidewalk. What could possibly go wrong? The answer came in the bustling streets of 1910's Paris, not long after neon's debut. While historical records are a bit fuzzy on the exact date and name of the victim, the story of the first fatality has been passed down through electrical and historical circles for a century.
It involves a Parisian shopkeeper
who had recently installed a brand new state-of-the-art neon sign above his storefront. He was incredibly proud of it. It drew in customers and made his little shop the talk of the neighborhood. One rainy Parisian evening, tragedy struck. Accounts suggest that the sign's high-voltage wiring, poorly insulated and exposed to the damp weather, malfunctioned. A deadly electrical current found its way from the sign down the metal framework of the building's facade. The shopkeeper, perhaps while closing up for the night or adjusting something on his storefront, came into contact with the now electrified metal. The result was instantaneous and fatal. The very symbol of his modern success had become the instrument of his demise. The bright light that was meant to attract life had tragically taken it. This incident sent a shockwave, no pun intended, through the industry and among city officials. It was a terrifying wake-up call. Suddenly, these beautiful signs were seen not just as marvels of technology, but as potential death traps hanging over the public's head. The news spread, and people started looking at those glowing tubes with a new sense of fear and caution. It was the first time a city had to grapple with the public safety risks posed by high-voltage advertising. The reaction was swift. Municipalities, first in Paris and then in other cities adopting neon, began to realize they needed rules. This single, tragic accident kickstarted the development of electrical codes and safety regulations specifically for high-voltage signage. Think about it, every safety feature we take for granted today has a history. Often that history is written in tragedy. The demand for safer installation practices grew loud and clear. Engineers and sign makers were forced to innovate. They developed better insulation for wiring, created weatherproof enclosures for transformers, and designed safer ways to mount the signs. The industry had to prove that its product wasn't just beautiful, but also safe. New organizations like Underwriters Laboratories or UL in the United States began testing and certifying electrical components to ensure they met specific safety standards. You can still see their little circular UL logo on electronics today, direct legacy of this push for safety. So when you see a neon sign now, you're not just seeing an ad, you're seeing the result of a century of safety evolution. This early accident also had a profound impact on the job of a sign installer, or a tube bender as they were often called. It became a highly skilled and highly dangerous profession. These workers had to be part electrician, part artist, and part daredevil, scaling buildings to install and maintain these complex electrical systems. They were the unsung heroes who brought our cityscapes to life, working with thousands of volts of electricity, often in precarious positions. The memory of that first accident undoubtedly weighed on their minds, reinforcing the importance of double-checking every connection and respecting the power they were harnessing. Over the decades, neon continued to flourish, becoming synonymous with the Art Deco style of the 30s and 40s, the roadside Americana of the 50s, and the cyberpunk aesthetic we love today. Its history is a fascinating dance between artistry, commerce, and engineering. But it's also a story of learning from our mistakes. That first tragic accident was a pivotal moment. It forced a young, ambitious industry to mature and prioritize public well-being over pure spectacle. It's a powerful reminder that with every great technological leap forward, there's a learning curve. The pioneers of neon lighting were so focused on creating something new and brilliant that the potential dangers were immediately obvious. It took a tragic event to shift the focus and create the safety standards that protect us all today. The next time you're walking down a city street at night, bathed in the warm glow of a neon sign, take a moment to appreciate not just its beauty, but the hidden history of safety and innovation that allows it to shine so brightly and safely above your head. It's a story of how a tragic spark led to a safer, more brilliant world for everyone. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this slice of history as illuminating as I did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories behind the everyday things we take for granted. See you in the next video.